Fire up Mason Rudolph if you're absolutely desperate. Shouldn't be that
Don't
desperate.
fire up Mason Rudolph,
Don't
even if
fire
you're
him up.
desperate.
Don't
Throwing for 300.
Yeah, don't. Bengals at Browns. Cover your mouth. They won't just steal your order.
He has been quarterback 11 or higher 3 of the last 4 weeks. And everybody hates on this guy. It is Danny Dimes.
I'm hanging up right now. I can't believe it. I'm hanging up.
No.
What up, what up?
What's going on? Champ contender?
Emphasis on contender.
Champ contender?
Don't get me too fired up in here. Be too fired up in here. I am duking it out right now with Wesley for the championship.
Shaping up so far to be everything we hoped it would be.
It's hopefully going to be a banger, you know. Looking at Lamar, outstanding performance. Derrick Henry, outstanding performance for Wes. I had Travis Kelce, who also had an outstanding performance. His best of the year, I might add.
Thankfully, neither of you started any Seahawks or Bears because that was yuck.
Wesley started Keenan Allen. Brought him
Oh, that's right.
7 points. Was disappointing.
The game was disappointing. 6-3. Gross.
Yeah, I mean, no Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet had 15 carries for 57 yards. Nobody had a touchdown in the game.
None.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about it. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and kick this bad dad off. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on into WPF, the When Pigs Can Fly Fantasy Football Show. We are your co-hosts of the show this evening. I'm Sal Adams. That's Corey Lamberts. Our good friend Wes is out tonight with a really sick kid. It's going around right now up here in Michigan. Sounds like he's got a case of RSV. So our prayers are up for he and his family as Declan's going through it over there in the Bryant household. Say a prayer for him if you think about it.
For sure.
It's
I was nursing some illness a little bit myself today.
Yeah.
Had a headache most of the day. Took a few naps trying to get rid of it. I'm a professional, so I'm here. So
it is the post-Christmas show. We made some picks and locks back on Tuesday. We watched some football the last couple of days. We were incredibly underwhelmed over the 3 contests that took place. It is still week 17. If you are in your league's championship, it's probably going on right now, and we are here to shed a little bit of insight on our thoughts about it. On the show tonight, we have coverage of the last couple days' worth of games and picks and locks for the upcoming games. Just the two of us, so it's going to be a quick show this evening. With that, let's buckle on up, ladies and gentlemen, because the WPF crew is about to take flight. We'll both hit it just because Wesley's not here.
double take. Yep.
Yeah, you might just as well. So, anyways, Christmas just happened.
Yep. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I think we might have another show before New Year. So, if we don't, here's us saying Happy New Year. So, 3 football games. We had the Chiefs at the Steelers. We had the Ravens at the Texans, and we had the Seahawks at the Bears. Chiefs at Steelers. Patrick Mahomes had a good game.
Steelers did not show up at home.
Steelers, I mentioned it on Tuesday's show that I thought if the Steelers lost this game that they were going to lose out. I don't think they beat the Bengals next week, and I think the Bengals win this week and then win next week and make things very interesting.
Yep,
so,
they could.
The Steelers did not show up at all. They weren't very good. Najee Harris had 13 carries for 74 yards. Decent game. Not much else to write.
11 for 71.
Yeah,
not bad.
Not much else to really write home about with the Steelers offense, was there?
Jalen Warren had 5 catches on 6 targets. Pickens 3 for 50 on 7 targets.
Freiermuth had 7 receptions for 60 yards.
Yep.
there wasn't really a lot to write home about. They were pretty bare bones. If you listened to us and locked Travis Kelce or Xavier Worthy, you were happy. Both had 8 receptions for about 80 yards and a touchdown. Justin
Hmm.
Watson had 2 receptions for 60 and a tutty. Hollywood
Hollywood
Brown,
Brown made an appearance. Yep.
yeah, he 4 for 46. The running game for Kansas City continues to be bleh. Uh,
Gross.
Kareem Hunt and Isaiah
Not
Pacheco combined for 15 carries and 38 yards.
wow. I'm just looking at it now. 9 for 20 for Hunt and 6 for 18 for Pacheco.
Uh huh.
That is disgusting.
Not great. Not great. As a team, they carried the ball 20 times for 69 yards. If you take away the one scamper from Mahomes, you're looking at 19 carries for 57 yards. Not impressive. Mahomes did have a good day, though. 29 of 38 for 320 and 3 touchdowns. He didn't get sacked. You expect the Steelers' defense to get a sack. Um,
Russell Wilson, however, took
five
5
of them.
sacks.
Yep. Chiefs win 29-10. None of us are happy about it. They keep winning. Let's move on
They sure do.
to the
Yeah.
next shellacking that took place. The Ravens absolutely steamrolled the Texans 31-2. There was a sack. No, there was a tackle for loss on Derrick Henry in the end zone. Second quarter, maybe. I forget exactly.
Texans joined elite team or elite club of 4 other teams in history only to score 2 points in an NFL game.
Yeah,
So
embarrassing. Lamar Jackson, I mentioned earlier, had like 33 fantasy points. Check this out. He was 10 of 15. That's it. 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he carried the ball 4 times for 87 and a touchdown. You see a
we're
quarterback
talking
throw
about
the ball and go 10 of 15 for 168, you don't think he's putting up big numbers.
nope.
33 fantasy
MV,
points.
league MVP right there, man.
And for good reason. Mark Andrews had a long one for like 60 yards. He had 2 receptions, 68 yards, and a tud. Really, their pass catchers were underwhelming outside of him as there was only 10 completed passes. Looking over at the other side, we were locking Nico Collins, who only went 3 of 59. We also locked Joe Mixon, who was 9 carries for 26 yards. Houston was bad.
Not good.
Very bad.
Oh, sophomore slump in full effect for CJ Stroud. I don't know that I necessarily put all the blame on him. I think their play calling this year has been very mediocre, if not even elementary. Um,
It's been weird.
it's the type of game plan I would expect my 10-year-old to put together for a NFL game.
That's
I love my kids, but their game plan this year it's been bad. Like start the game off with a deep bomb to Nico, and then let's just kind of here's 6 other plays we're going to run for the rest of the 60 minutes we're going to be out here. So I don't understand it.
it was rough.
It's not fun to watch. Last year they were fun to watch.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking
Boring this year.
of rough, uh, last night there was a football game. For those of you that watched it, I'm sorry. 6-3. The Seattle Seahawks battled with the Chicago Bears. There is nothing to write home about on this one. Gino was 17 of 23 for 160. Caleb Williams was 16 of 28 for 122 and an interception. Sacked 7 times. Uh,
Guys running for his life out there.
Charbonnet was 15 carries for 57 yards. DeAndre Swift was 12 carries for 53 yards. Underwhelming. DJ Moore had a moderate fantasy night, 6 receptions for 54 yards, and literally nobody else is worth talking about.
Odunze had a touchdown called back because of a. I would have called it a ticky tack holding call, but
A
whatever.
holding call nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
If you started DK Metcalf or Jackson Smith and Jigba this week, you were disappointed. Uh,
Very.
Not a good couple games
No,
of football so far.
no.
let's flip to the positive. There are some
That's
fun games that we've got ahead of us. Um,
yep.
rolling out game number one. Saturday games. We've got the Chargers at the Patriots. You want to kick us off with this one?
Yeah, actually, for those of you who didn't know, all three of these games are going to be on NFL Network Saturday, um,
Boo.
which is a bit strange. So if you don't like whoever their announcers are, you can mute it. But Chargers at Patriots. Look for the Chargers to continue making their playoff push, 9-6, tied with the Broncos, I believe. Or do they have the tiebreaker? Yeah, they have the tiebreaker ahead of them. So Chargers need to win this game to hopefully make it into the playoffs. And I do have Chargers winning the game. Um, and my locks, if you have them, um, if you're a playoff team or in the championship game and you still have J.K. Dobbins, allegedly he's going to be playing. I think he'll have a pretty good game if he does. If he doesn't, ignore that completely. And I think Drake May will have a pretty decent game. He's been putting up pretty good numbers for a rookie. Um, so yeah, that will be my locks. Drake May and Dobbins if he plays.
Drake, May, and Dobbins. Yeah, so I think if LA wins this game, they're almost a lock to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a world where they don't win this game. Lad McConkey is my lock. Um, my sole lock in this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to choose from. A lot of these games we're going to be going into more likely teams that are in the championship or in the playoffs that are using that have these players. So if for some reason you have a Week 18 championship game, change your rules
Yeah, change your rules.
because that's insane.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I digress. We can move on to the next game.
Excuse me. 4:30 game. The Broncos at the Bengals. This game has huge playoff implications in it. I'll go
Yep.
first on this one. So
Yep.
the Bengals are at home. The Broncos have played well this year. I think that the 7-8 Bengals are a lot better than 7-8. I think they finish out the season with 2 wins and they're going to end it at 9-8. I'm taking the Bengals at home to win this game. I'm locking Joe Burrow. I'm locking Jamar Chase, obviously. I'm locking Cortland Sutton. If you're a team that's got Cortland Sutton, you're putting him in your flex spot on a regular basis. I'm locking him.
Yep. Yeah, those are good picks. I also have Joe Burrow as you should if you've made the playoffs, especially if you made the championship game and he's been on your roster and he's on. I mean, why not start him now?
You have
I
to.
mean, you have to. And also on the flip side, I do have Bo Nix as a lock. He's been pretty steadily high end QB2, low end QB1 for 8 straight weeks now, I think. So
Uh,
kid looks good in Denver. Sean Payton had a vision and he's executing it pretty well. So
if your head has been in the sand, Joe Burrow, by the way, uh, statistically speaking, in my opinion, is clear cut number two behind Lamar Jackson for the MVP race. The guy's got 4,229 passing yards and he's responsible for 40 touchdowns, only thrown 8 interceptions. He's been insane this year.
yeah, it's been nuts.
Another
Yep.
game up next with playoff implications. Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. Currently, the Los Angeles Rams are numero uno in their division. Uh, if they
At 9-6.
if they win this game, I think it's all but a lock. It's not because next week still. Seattle's 9-7 after their win against Chicago. Their win against
Okay.
Chicago.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So if LA wins this game, it could be big. Um, they actually play each other next week, and the Rams will be ahead.
Rams
Or
Seahawks.
sorry, the Rams will be at home. Yes. So really, next
Wow.
week's game is even more important. It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
just looking at it. If LA wins this game against Arizona, they'll be 10-6. Seattle will be 9-7. If Seattle wins next week, they'll both be 10-7, and they'll have the same exact division record.
Wow. And what about head to head? Is it split? Will it be
Uh,
split if they Seahawks win?
LA won the first one.
And so it'll be split.
Yeah.
So that goes, if I remember correctly, the rules go down total. Oh my gosh. Is it home wins or total points scored? I don't know how that, I don't, that's all the way down. That's four levels down.
I have no idea how
Wow.
that would go. So that'd be interesting to see. Just looking at some things here, conference records. If LA wins this week, they would be 6-5. Seattle would be 5-6. So
So maybe that's how it goes. Conference record.
if LA wins this week and then loses next week to Seattle, both of their conference records would be 6-6.
Oh my God. Let's make it, let's make it go nuts. NFL script did not get leaked for this one yet. So,
Points for they're within 16 points of each other right now. So
jeez.
I really don't know what's gonna go down with it. This is very interesting. Anyways, let's pick the game. The Los Angeles Rams at home against the Cardinals. Go ahead.
Yeah, before I even pick my team, I completely forgot to mention who I thought was going to win the 4 o'clock game, and the Bengals are going to win out.
Oh, okay.
Um, as much as I'd like to see the Broncos and Bo Nix get a win, I think Bengals are going to win out. Anyway, moving on to Cardinals Rams, I do have the Rams winning this game. Um, Stafford and Nakua have looked pretty much unstoppable, even though
Yeah.
they've been, well, at least for fantasy purposes, there hasn't been a lot to be happy about for doing those for the last 2 weeks. I don't have any of those players on either team, so um, I haven't been paying that close attention to this particular matchup on these teams anyway. But
Mm.
if I had to lock anybody, I'm going to lock Puka Nakua
Yeah.
for the Rams
Yeah.
because Cooper Cup has been non-existent of late. 3 targets, 3 targets. Watch this week; he'll get like 20, some ridiculous number.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side for the Cardinals, I have Trey McBride
Yeah. I'm just gonna go right
because you
into
have
it.
to.
I'm taking the LA Rams. I've got 3 locks: Kyron Williams, Puka Nakua, Trey McBride. It's pretty self-explanatory. I saw somewhere that James Conner should play. If he does, James Conner would probably be a pretty safe lock, especially in a flex role. Uh,
Mhm.
let's kick Saturday out of the way and move on down to Sunday. The New York Jets play at the Buffalo Bills. The spread is Buffalo by 10. I'm going to go first on this one. I would not be at all surprised. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. My pick's not the Jets, but I would not be at all surprised if they played uh, really well and won this game. I see the Jets playing well probably in this game, but I'm taking the Bills to win it at home. They'll be 13-3 after this game. You could lock all kinds of guys in this game. I'm looking at obviously Josh Allen. You're going to lock. I'm locking James Cook, and I am locking Devontae Adams, who has been on a heater.
Yep, all 3 good locks. Um, I I don't think the Jets have a snowball's chance in this game. Um, the
Quite literally,
I was
might
just
be a
talking
snowball's chance.
quite literally, yeah, right. I was just talking to one of my coworkers a little bit earlier because I'm at work, and I was saying that I would even put the Bears as a more of a dumpster fire franchise right now than the Jets, and that's saying a lot
Okay.
considering what they're going through. But especially all the stuff coming out about the Jets locker room, that their ownership group and his spouse and kids have been in the locker room telling the players that they have playing for the team are garbage and they suck.
Oh, I've
Like,
not
how
heard
do you?
that.
Yeah, it's all over X
That's a
and
dumpster
social
fire.
media. Are you kidding me? I mean, like that's ridiculous. I wouldn't want to. You couldn't pay me enough to be the GM of that franchise right now. I wouldn't want it. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I think the Bills have. I think the Bills are going to win this game, and I don't think it's going to be close. Jets, if anything is going to get rolling, it's going to be through the air, and even then, I'd temper expectations.
Who's your
But
locks?
if you had to, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams and Josh Allen.
Okay. How do we feel about Brees Hall in this game? I
We've
feel like
talked a little bit
he's
about
been
Brees Hall.
consistently inconsistent all year round.
hmm I don't.
It's the championship, and they're playing against Buffalo. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's. I mean, you have if you have him, you kind of have to start him. But
Temper
I wouldn't feel good
expectations, in
about
my
it.
opinion.
Definitely wouldn't feel good about it.
Let's move on down to another 1 o'clock game. The Las Vegas Raiders at the New Orleans Saints. 1.5 point spread. Tickets as low as $22. $10 for the Colts versus the Giants, by the way. Anyways, Raiders at Saints. What do you got?
I the record wouldn't it wouldn't say much about this, but I have the Raiders winning this game. The Saints are supposed to be starting Spencer Rattler or whoever their third string quarterback is. The Raiders are starting Aiden O'Connell, and Raiders have Brock Bowers, and the Saints don't have any difference makers on offense. I mean, Kamara was out last week. He might not be playing. I think he's ruled out for the rest of the year, right?
No
I
point in
think I
playing
saw
him.
that.
Guy's 100 years
No point
old.
in winning him. Yeah, this is one of those games where it's. I mean, I have two locks, and they're both for the Raiders because the Saints don't have anything relevant. If you made the championship, you don't have any Saints. I'd be willing to bet that pretty safely. So
Uh,
Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers.
Wesley has Alvin Kamara, by the way. Anyways, I am also taking the
Yeah,
Raiders in this game.
but he's out if he's not playing.
My locks in this one, Brock Bowers and Brock Bowers alone. Moving on, Colts at Giants. I just saw the stat. Anthony Richardson has thrown for 8 touchdowns. He has thrown 12 interceptions.
Yep.
Ouch. This game is in East Rutherford, New Jersey. You could buy tickets for $10 if you'd like to go watch this game. I'm taking the Colts to win it. My locks are Jonathan Taylor and Malik Neighbors.
And I have exactly the same thing.
Moving on down to
If
Cowboys.
if
Go ahead.
somehow if somehow you're in the region that's going to have this game on TV, go
Don't
find
watch.
something else to do.
Yeah. Cowboys at the Eagles. It's a divisional game. They always play tough. What do you got? I'm interested to see what you've got here.
Uh, so I actually completely skipped over this game.
I'll go
It's not
first.
even on my list,
I'll go
but
first. I
yeah,
have
if you want to go first.
I have the Cowboys upsetting the Eagles at home, specifically if Jalen Hurts doesn't play. If Jalen Hurts plays, I don't. They win. Uh, he's been banged up, concussion. I'm risking it. Saquon Barkley, obviously. AJ Brown. CeeDee Lamb is. Oh no, I can't take the Cowboys.
CD
They don't
Lamb
have
is
CeeDee
out.
Lamb. I'm taking the Eagles to win this game. Sorry. Either way, I forgot about CeeDee Lamb being out. Still Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown.
Yep. Same thing. Eagles are going to win this game, even if Kenny Pickett starts. Um,
It's the running
Cowboys
game
don't
for
have
me.
any. It's the running game,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Should we move on?
Yep.
Panthers at Buccaneers, whom are somehow still in the hunt to win that division at 8-7. It's also it's them or the Falcons. Um, I'll go ahead and go first. I have the Buccaneers winning this game. Mike Evans is 192 yards. He is on watch to break 1,000. 192 yards. I think he gets 100 of them this week. He's a lock for me. Chuba Hubbard has been going strong. He's a lock for me on the Panthers. I would feel comfortable starting him this week. Buccaneers win this game though.
Oh yeah, Bucks are going to win this game at home. Panthers are going to give it their all. I have Bryce Young and obviously Mike Evans. Mike Evans. Mike Evans.
Bryce
He's on
Young,
a thousand
good
yard
lock. Bryce
Mike.
Young in
Evans.
championship
Yeah.
week.
I mean, if your other quarterback was Jalen Hurts, I
And
mean,
and he's out.
it's
Okay, yeah,
possible.
makes sense.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's possible.
yeah. I'm just like
So
it to me. Bryce Young is 15, QB 15 for me this week ish.
yeah, probably yeah, somewhere around there, 15, 18, something like that. But I mean, if your other quarterbacks aren't playing, I mean,
Trevor
Anthony
Lawrence.
Richardson might not. Trevor Lawrence isn't playing. Anthony Richardson might be out. I just saw Joe Flacco's the number one trending player on Sleeper right now. Um, Obviously, no Dak. Will Levis, I don't think is playing this week. Right? The rate. I mean, you know what I mean. It's the games that are playing and who you have on your roster, and there's a lot of guys down. So, I mean, I'd feel comfortable starting them.
Okay. All right. Moving right along to a game we probably don't really want to talk too much about. The Titans at the Jaguars. If you are in the championship and you have any of these guys, I'm going to speak for both of us on this one. The only guy that you're starting in the championship this week is Brian Thomas Jr. And I don't know how confidently you're doing that. If you've got better options, probably start him. I trust the kid. I think he's great. He's a 1,000-yard receiver in his rookie
Mm-hmm.
season. He's at 9 touchdowns. He really could go down 85 receptions, 1,150 yards, and 10 touchdowns on the season. That's an absolutely stellar rookie season, by the way. Who you
Yeah,
got?
especially with the quarterback play that they've had back and forth. Uh, I don't want to, but I'm picking the Titans. Somehow we're going to find a way to win this game. Um, it's going to be ugly, or it could be one of those games where it's just score, 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 score. Brian Thomas Jr. is my lock, and possibly Chig Okonkwo. He's been pretty hot of late.
All right.
And just to touch on Bryce Young against the Bucks, last time he played him, 26 of 46 for 298,
Okay.
26 fantasy points.
Uh,
So
I am taking the Titans to win this game. Brian Thomas Jr. already told you is my lock. I really, really, really want you to keep your eyes peeled on the backfield for Tennessee. This is going to be a game where
yeah,
they can eat. Tyjae Spears had a good week last week. It's not his first good week. Not even recently is it his first good week. Tony Pollard, though, sneakily has crested 1,000 yards as a rusher this year. So
yep.
backfield in Tennessee is something to watch out for. Moving right along, Dolphins at Browns. Saw that they're going to restructure Deshaun Watson's contract. I read that today. Um, 2 years of that are going to be, how was it worded? I think I screenshotted it because it was.
Are they gonna void it or convert it to bonus so it doesn't count against the cap?
Uh, they're going to add 2 void years to the deal. So I add 2 void years. Does that mean they're additional years to his contract, or are they making the
Um,
last 2 years of his contract void years?
well, I think he already had. I'd have to go back and do like a deep dive on it, but I'm pretty sure he already had a void year at the end,
Okay.
and they may be adding two more, right? So it's not adding an addition like at the end. It's like reverting, I guess.
Okay.
The terminology is better. So
Um,
like the last year is a void year. Now the last 3 years could be void years.
I'm
I'd have to read the article and kind of do more of a deep dive on that, but
I'm taking the
it's good for
Dolphins.
them. Yeah,
I'm taking the
yeah.
Dolphins. A Chain is the only guy that you're probably starting in this game if you're in the championship. You could consider Jerry Judy with Finney Smith, right? Is that his? I'm completely drawing.
Dorian Thompson
Dorian. There you
Robinson.
go. Sorry, basketball is in my brain. Dorian
It's
Thompson
all right.
Robinson. He. You can't
How
trust
do you
Jerry
not
Judy
go back
anymore.
to How do you not go back to Jameis after last week?
Ah, A Chain is the
I
only
mean,
guy I feel comfortable starting in this game. I don't feel comfortable starting Tyreek. I don't feel comfortable starting Jalen Waddle. Since Tua took that hit and came back, he has not been the same. A Chain is the only guy I trust
mm-hmm.
in this game. Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins. Yeah,
Who's your locks?
that's A chain.
Okay.
Yeah, same,
4:30 game.
same.
This to me is the biggest game of the week, toughest game of the week, probably to pick these next 2 games. Packers at Vikings. Big NFC North battle.
Please, you start this one.
I'm taking the Packers. I don't think the Vikings are that good. I think they're good. I don't think they're better than the Packers. I think the Packers have had a tough schedule. I think the Packers are a good ball team playing really good football at the right time. Josh Jacobs is a lock. Justin Jefferson is a lock. Um,
likely the championship teams you have both of these players, or each one of you has them.
I have Josh Jacobs and Justin Jefferson, so
Yep.
they've been
Yeah.
phenomenal this year. Sam Darnold quietly has 3,800 yards passing, 32 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. That's really good numbers for a guy that was sitting on the couch, or you expected to be sitting on the couch.
Mm-hmm. The biggest thing about this game for me is it's going to be the running game. I think that's the reason why after Jacobs kind of got hurt last week, they were playing for something bigger,
Yeah,
and
oh
this
yeah,
is what they're talking about.
oh yeah.
So I know a lot of their running backs got touches last week. Obviously, Jay Jets is going to be a lock for the Vikings. Um, I
You
don't
could
know
start
what's going
Addison.
on with. You could start Addison. You could probably start Hawkinson. I mean, if you don't have a better tight end option. Um, but Josh Jacobs, I don't know that you can trust the receiver core in Green Bay other than for maybe one big play.
Jaden Reed. If they
Jaden
have a
Reed.
big play, it's going to be Jaden Reed.
I was going to say Jaden Reed has been inconsistent. Christian Watson's getting hurt every game, missing a quarter or several plays. So I mean,
Who else are you looking at?
I still have
Dontavian Wicks,
the Datavian Wicks. I think Dobbs is out, right?
Romeo Dobbs, I believe,
Or
is
hasn't.
still out. Tucker
So I mean,
Kraft.
there's not. Yeah, I mean, if you had to, I guess. I think if you had him and Hawkinson,
I was
I'd rather start Kraft.
I was just going to ask you that question. If you're starting a
Uh,
tight end, Kraft or Hawkinson,
I think I would rather start. I feel better. I feel safer starting Kraft.
Kraft or David
Um,
Njoku,
Kraft,
Kraft
depending on who the
or
quarterback is in Cleveland. If Njoku or if for some reason they start Jameis, then yes, I want Njoku. 17 targets. Yeah,
Kraft or I mean Dalton Kincaid.
Kraft.
I think Kraft is a higher rated tight end for me this week.
Yep, Kraft.
All right.
But I do have the Packers winning this game. Yeah,
Okay.
so for sure the running game for them.
8:30 game on Peacock. We have the Falcons at the Manders. Another big playoff implication. If the Manders win this game, I think they're a lock. If the Falcons win this
Why
game, go ahead.
why this game and the Packers game didn't get flipped and flexed is beyond me. Whatever. I don't,
It's a
but
big
anyway.
game. They're both big games. I mean, if the Falcons win, you know they're definitely still in the talk. If they lose, they're done.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just looking at the standings really fast. Washington at 10-5. Say Philly
Excuse me
loses
for a
this.
second.
Say that Philly loses this game. Uh, this nah. There's probably no chance that Washington steals the division. But they're 10-5. Currently, they are one, two, three,
Sorry about
four.
that.
They have the fifth best record in the NFC.
The Commanders?
The Commanders. If they win this game, I think they're in. Yeah, if they win this game, they're
Are they?
yeah. They're 10-5. If they win this game, they're in. There's Philly has a better record at 12-3, Detroit at 13-2, Minnesota at 13-2, Green Bay at 11-4, and everybody else in the entire conference is 9-6 or less. If Washington wins this game, they're in.
Well, yeah, but the where do they go? I thought the wild card spots were taken by the NFC North.
There's
Has
six
got
wild.
everything.
There's six wild card teams. There's
Is
seven.
there?
Seven teams make the playoffs. One team gets a bye. Then there's 3 games. The lowest seed plays the one seed, and the other two teams play
Right,
each
right, right.
other.
Yeah.
So yeah, six wild card
Okay.
teams,
Yeah.
and
All
they're
right.
the fifth best record in the NFC right now.
Yep. Yep.
So you're looking
Yeah.
at Philly, Detroit, Atlanta, LA. Oh, Minnesota, Green Bay. Then that seventh spot would be Washington.
Washington.
but they got to win this week.
They got to win. I don't
Uh,
know even if they don't win that they still won't make it.
yeah, yeah, I don't know.
Because
Yeah, no, because uh,
they'll
yeah,
be
I don't
10-6, which is better than any whatever the NFC West second best team is.
well, they'll both be potentially both of those teams. If it goes right, potentially both those teams could be 10-7 next week. So the Commanders
Well,
would have to
I
win
don't
again.
see
Anyways,
I don't see the Commanders losing this week and next week.
they play Dallas next week.
Yeah, I don't see them. Yeah.
So Falcons at Commanders. Go ahead.
Falcons at Commanders. I have the Commanders winning this game. Michael Penix is going to get his second start. Didn't look
He didn't look
outstanding,
horrible. He didn't look horrible.
but he also, we weren't expecting him to light the world on fire. So I don't know. I think Jaden Daniels is obviously a lock. If you made it this far, you should have him. If you don't have him, sorry. And then possibly Drake London on the other side. Um, I don't know that the Falcons can. It's a weird matchup, right? Because Dan Quinn used to be the Falcons head coach, so I mean they know a little bit about, it, I guess, but I
So
don't know that the Falcons. I don't know that the Falcons can overtake what the Commanders can do on offense.
Bijan, I feel like is a lock for me.
Yeah,
You can start Kyle Pitts in this game semi comfortably. Uh, Drake London again semi comfortably with Michael Penix at quarterback. I just don't know what to expect. Darnell Mooney, I feel like I don't trust him anymore. There was a time where you were in a flex spot if you needed somebody that was going to
starting
get you
him in a flat spot. Yeah,
no, I'm saying in a flex spot if you needed somebody to get you 7 to 12 points, Ray McLeod, if
yeah.
if Kirk Cousins is the quarterback, you could have trusted him. Looking over at Washington's side, I feel like Terry McLaurin is a lock. Jaden Daniels. I have the Commanders winning this game. I think they're a good ball team. I think they get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. With a rookie quarterback, it's tough. He is really good. I mean, we're saying the same things about this guy that we were saying about C.J. Stroud last year, and that is really good company. Trust.
Yep.
Taking the Manders.
Did you happen to notice that Terry McLaurin has over 1,000 yards again?
Yeah,
Drake
73
London
receptions.
is Drake London is 22 yards away from 1,000.
He'll get it. Moving on down to the Monday night game, the Detroit Lions, all grit,
All of it.
at the San Francisco 49ers. Go ahead.
Rematch of the NFC Championship game last year. Big
One of
game.
these things is not like the other.
Correct. Their record shows it. Their way they've been playing shows it. Um, at this point now, hopefully, Ben Johnson doesn't get too much into his bag to make Jared Goff do stuff he can't, and dig so deep into his bag of tricks that it
Keep it
doesn't get
simple,
a good
stupid.
game plan going. So keep it simple, stupid. Do what you're good at.
Yep.
Execute the game plan. It should be simple. Should be we should walk right into a win with this one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got the Lions winning. Um,
For
all your
sure.
Lions.
Yeah.
Lock all your Lions.
Uh,
Um,
Jared Goff.
yeah,
Okay.
yep. And then
JMO.
George Kittle on the other side.
Okay. Are you
I
locking
don't
JMO this
feel.
week?
Yeah, lock all your Lions.
Here's a theoretical for you: JMO or Terry McLaurin.
Uh, JMO.
Okay.
I only say that because AJ Terrell will probably be shadowing uh, McLaurin,
Okay.
and I
JMO
mean,
or
for floor, I'd take McLaurin. For
I
upside, I'd take
agree.
JMO.
Yeah, I agree. I think JMO could go out and get you 27, but I think he could also go out and get you 6. I think Terry
Yeah,
McLaurin' floor is probably 10, but his
yeah,
ceiling is 17 or so.
yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. or JMO.
Thomas Jr.
Okay, that's
Targets alone, he's
yeah.
going to get peppered.
Um,
Averaging, I think I read earlier, he's averaging 13 targets a game over the last 5 games.
I have the Detroit Lions winning this game. They're seeking revenge. They're gonna get it. We're gonna be 14-2, best record in Lions history. Um, I'm locking Jameer Gibbs. I'm locking Amon-Ra St. Brown. On the opposite side of the field, I'm locking Kittle. There's three guys in this game that I think you definitely want to start. You've been starting them all year. I think you're going to continue to start them. So that is picks and locks.
So just to give you an example of Brian Thomas over, you said JMO, or
Yeah.
in the last 4 games, Brian Thomas Jr. has 10 targets, 12 targets, 14 targets, 13 targets. Against Tennessee, he went 8 of 12 for 86.
That's more
Right?
targets than
Not the
JMO. You don't
greatest.
even have to read JMO.
Right? The Jets, 10 of 14 for 105 and 2 scores. Jets have one of the top ranked pass defenses. And then against Vegas last week, 9 of 13 for 132. Vegas, whatever. But allegedly, they must have. I mean, Thomas is going nuts. And I'm just grateful that I have him and Malik Neighbors on the same roster. And
Brian Thomas Jr. is
unfortunately,
wide receiver 6 on the season as far as receiving yards. He is just over 100 behind CeeDee Lamb, who's not playing for the rest of the season. It's
yep.
very, very possible that Brian Thomas finishes the season a top 5 wide receiver in receiving yards. You want to hear who the other names are? Jamar
I would
Chase,
love to hear this, obviously.
Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Brian Thomas.
That's crazy.
11 guys in the NFL have 1,000 yards right now or more. Terry McLaurin, A.J. Brown, Zay Flowers, Jerry Jeudy round out the wide receivers. One tight end has it. It's Brock Bowers.
Rob Bowers.
So that is picks and locks, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that's it. That's all we've got tonight. Just the two of us. We wanted to be quick and get after it. And yeah, we brought it to you. We brought the heat. Super hot fire, if you will. Any
Sure
last
did.
words, sir?
No. Good luck on your championship games, I guess.
Yeah, good luck.
If you, yeah, good luck. Enjoy
Yeah,
the games this weekend. Be safe. Stay safe.
yeah. Happy New Year if we don't see you before then.
Yep. Happy New Year.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed our content and look forward to more, please drop a like and subscribe to the When Pigs Can Fly Fantasy Football Show.